People have been unhappy with the Game Awards for some time now, and this year is no different. Jeff Keighley is no stranger to criticism. In the past, people have voiced their displeasure about the way that the show is run. While I will get to the Game of the Year nominations shortly, people find other areas of the show troublesome. One of these areas is the many ads that the Game Awards play. They have so many sponsored segments that they have to limit stage time for winners. Additionally, they often announce winners off-screen during sponsored segments to play even more ads. Now, many, including Jeff, have defended the sponsored segments by stating that he has no choice as the show needs to make money. While I can respect that, I wish the show was not run by people who need a profit margin, but instead by a company that can use the show as a loss leader. I think the show needs to shift back to celebrating developers instead of running ads for companies. Jeff did state that he was working on pulling back some of the ads. Last year was an improvement, but there is still a long way to go. However, this year the criticism is back for a more valid reason. Many people have different definitions for what they consider a game of the year. While opinions might differ, most agree that certain things should not be considered. That includes expansions, DLC, and remasters. The Game Awards, however, disagrees. In a statement, they said, "The Game Awards recognizes that many games are ongoing services that evolve over time with new content, features, and improvements. Games released in previous years are eligible in all award categories, so long as the jury feels their inclusion is merited due to new content, improvements, or service updates. Expansion packs, new game seasons, DLCs, remakes, and remasters are eligible in all categories if the jury deems the new creative and technical work to be worthy of a nomination. Factors such as the newness of the content and its price/value should be taken into consideration. Now, for remakes, I can still understand the argument that they are making. I see no reason why a title like Final Fantasy Remake or Resident Evil Remake should not be considered for any awards. However, I also do understand people being uncomfortable with this. Studios are remaking everything, and there does come a time when we need to ask ourselves a simple question. Do we want to support fresh, new, original ideas, or allow studios to remake the same title every few years? For the rest of the inclusions, like remasters, expansion packs, and DLC, there is no argument I can make to justify it. It is clear that the Game Awards want certain titles to be nominated. At the time of writing this script, I am uncertain of what the nomination list looks like. Once we have received the list, it will be clear what inclusions they wanted. You do not announce this without a clear motive. Even game seasons will be considered and make fans feel like they are rigging the system. The problem with the Game Awards is bigger than just the additional inclusions they allow. The Gamer points out in their article, the awards are not a big part of the Game Awards, which is odd considering their name. But whatever games win are just background set dressing to a stream of highly profitable commercials and the chance to rub shoulders with celebrities. We've seen odd nominees before, and Keighley's attitude has always been, "Don't shoot me, I'm only the host, organizer, and face of the entire production." I mentioned this in my opening as well. Most of this show is simply paid trailers, and there is very little award-winning going on. I do think the industry needs a night to celebrate developers, storytellers, and voice actors. Sadly, the Game Awards fall short of achieving this goal. Last year, we also saw some controversy when Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty won the Best Ongoing Game. Most fans hated the choice as it did not fit the criteria. The Gamer continues, "We saw it with the aforementioned Phantom Liberty in Best Ongoing, a category it did not belong in. The award is supposed to be for live service games that actually have ongoing development, not DLC for a game that finally fixed base issues 3 years later." When Dave the Diver was nominated for Best Indie, despite being produced by billion-dollar corp Nexon, it drew a shrug from Keighley. There is one category that has always been the most controversial. That is the most prestigious prize of the night, Game of the Year. This year, most predict that Elden Ring's Shadow of the Erdtree receive a nomination. Honestly, they could even win. While most love this DLC on principle, most think it should not receive a nomination. New titles like Black Myth Wukong should be highlighted in such a category. Nothing stops the Game Awards from including DLC of the Year or Remaster of the Year. There are so many remasters now, they will never run out of games to nominate. I have no idea who will win top prizes this year. While I think titles like Stellar Blade deserve nominations, I do not see that happening. Fan service has become a big no for video game insiders. The panel that decides on nominations will never allow that to happen. I do hope that I stand corrected that statement. It will be interesting to see how all of this will play out. No matter what happens, there will always be unhappy people. However, this year, that unhappiness does not simply come from fans being upset that their favorite title was not nominated. It runs deeper than that, and the Game Awards. It runs deeper than that, and the Game Awards need to step up if they want to continue leading in this space. Their relevance is shrinking, and continuous bad decisions will do nothing but further sink their reputation.